Moving on from Dry Bones, can we talk about one of the more classic like newspaper cartoonists?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's America's 29th favorite duck, Mallard Fillmore.
Icon of conservative comics.
Speaking of comics that never even come close to having a joke or a punchline.
No, not at all.
Yeah, never. He's just a duck who's rude.
He's just this smug prick in a fucking PUA outfit lecturing you about the estate tax.
Yeah.
Mallard
I
Fillmore.
fucking hate that goddamn duck.
What a fucking cunt.
That's so irritating because when I was a kid in our local newspaper, we had a comic section, and then they put 2 comics on the editorial section because they were political, and it was Mallard Fillmore and Doonesbury.
Yep.
But the thing is that like half of Doonesbury is just like, hey, are you going to the farmer's market tomorrow? It's like, I don't know.
Before we start on Mallard Fillmore, I fucking hate Doonesbury.
Well, yeah, Doonesbury
every
sucks.
fucking Doonesbury strip is just like boomer and Gen X sexual psychosis.
Oh, it sucks.
Of like, I cheated on my wife, but I feel bad because I'm friends with the woman I cheated on. I don't want to go to yoga. Shut the fuck
Well,
up.
that's the thing. That's what's so infuriating because like that. So the 2 political cartoons that would be on the editorial would be that person like whining about their quinoa or whatever, and then the asshole duck just making a point-by-point argument about why we need to invade Iraq.
Yeah.
It's like one of those is actually political and the other is just indulgent horseshit.
That's how you make people Nazis, is when you're like, these are the only 2 things you can be.
Yeah.
Mallard Fillmore has been syndicated since 1994 by King Feature Syndicate. And correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember the name of this comic, but there was another political cartoon with a very similar drawing style to Mallard Fillmore. It was called like Shoes or something. And it's like its main character was a chicken who works as like a DC journalist.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was a duck.
It was a duck?
Another
Okay.
duck?
It was a duck. I remember his stupid face.
And it was also incredibly fucking boring. This was like at least from
it wasn't
the 80s, maybe
reactionary,
70s.
but it was boring.
No, it was just like, did you hear what the lobbyist said at the bar? Like some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I remember that. He also wore a little outfit.
Yeah. It wasn't called Shoes, right?
It was.
called-
You were
It
absolutely
was
right.
called the Shoeish question. That's what cartoons used to be like. It used to be just like people, talking about something they wanted to do. Like Gil Thorpe, it was just about like a kid in high school who played football. But all the comics were like, Gil, go to the supply locker. And then the guy at the supply locker is like, Gil, if someone's half black, should you let them sit at a restaurant? Because it was made in 1953. And that's what you used to do because everyone was on barbiturates all the time.
Yeah, this is what he looked like. And you're right, he was a chicken.
It was Jim.
That's what she looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that
Oh, it
one.
was just
yeah.
called Shoe. Just Shoe.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. He sucked.
So Mallard
making us
Fillmore
so mad.
is about an anthropomorphic duck who works as a reporter and is, of course, a conservative, very snarky, and like the recurring image from Mallard Fillmore is just the duck saying some quip and then looking right at the viewer, making these snarky eyes, like
Quip is
got
way too generous.
It's not. It's more like just something you would say under your breath that you later get referred to HR for.
Some of the characters, some of the antagonists, the libs in the strip are Mr. Noseworthy, Mallard's boss, who's a
Triple parentheses.
yeah,
Noseworthy.
he has a very big nose, it's true, and he's a parody of political correctness in America.
Oh, yeah.
According to Wikipedia.
He's also a fan of smoked fish.
Yeah. He loves smoked fish. He loves ruining the white gene pool with immigration.
Chet is a coworker of Mallard's. He is an arrogant, vain, superficial, Botox-injecting, clothes-obsessed Caucasian male. In a series of strips in late 2003, he discovered he is a metrosexual. Ooh, topical.
Ooh, okay.
Among Mallard's allies are Dave Quat, a conservative Vietnamese man. And now this is a trope that you see over and over again in these cartoons, just inventing a black person or a Muslim or minority of some kind, and just giving him all the same opinions of
It was
a
the
conservative
original
old
Vivian
white man.
James.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is kind of what the Bernie bro thing is. You just like, it's like Joan Walsh's plus me tweet. It's like,
Yes.
well, actually, everyone who agrees with me is like a multicultural coalition of people, and everyone who's a fucking idiot lib in my office, they're actually white.
Mallard Fillmore publishes daily And God, they're just so terrible. They're way too boring to even think about. But Bruce Tinsley, the artist's personal life, is very engaging.
Oh, this guy rules.
So the first big thing that happened with him is everyone ignored this comic. It was just fucking garbage. And until America the Book, the Daily Show book came out, which did a decent parody of Mallard Fillmore. I've got it right in front of me here. Oh, that's all right. There we go. This is the duck. Liberals want to tie the hands of industry with more environmental legislation. Why must we punish our most productive citizens with an income tax? Oops, I forgot to tell a joke.
That was in America the Book.
And that is also
That is
every single Mallard Fillmore comic.
Exactly.
Bruce Tinsley either got mad at this or was just very opportunistically trying to invent a feud between him and Jon Stewart. So he did an entire week of panels with a caricature.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Whoa.
Holy shit, dude.
Each one had the exact same premise. I can't read all these words.
Holy fuck.
Wow. Okay, guys, all that stuff I said about dry bones, I take it back. We do need a Jewish state now.
You're going to get pogromed by Bruce Tinsley.
Dude, the Holocaust is going to happen to us with guys like this. Holy shit.
He did a whole week, and they all had the same kind of model: 3 bubbles of text that are stupid, and then Jon Stewart at the end saying something like, "I'm Jon Stewart. I have sex with children," and this is proving a point that there's no. I'm sorry. There's that wasn't the argument. That wasn't what the book was satirizing. Just like by putting words in Mallard Fillmore's mouth to make him look like an asshole. The point of it was obviously that your comic isn't funny. It's fucking sucks, and your retort is. Here's some
fucking Jew.
unfunny.
The retort is
shitty stuff.
Jon Stewart saying, and I'm reading this verbatim. I didn't create that fake cartoon. It was one of the drunken underage boys at my sleepover.
Holy shit, this guy invented the Mike Cernovich playbook of just like anyone who says anything about me is a pedophile.
Can we move on from Bruce Tinsley and Mallard Fillmore?
Oh,
to,
sure.
Bruce Tinsley's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. The last interesting part about Bruce Tinsley's personal life is in 2005 he was arrested for a DUI. And
Nice.
again, this is another recurring trope when it comes
Whom
to
amongst
conservative
us?
political cartoonists. And what made it very interesting is that about a couple years later, the judge in Bruce Tinsley's DUI case was up for re-election, and Bruce, in his nationally syndicated cartoon, attacked this local judge. And I've got the comic in front of me. Hi, it's judicial candidate Roddy McGilvray, again, reminding voters not to waste time examining the records and qualifications, in quotation, scare quotes, of all those aspiring judges, alderpersons, and coroners on the ballot. Just vote the straight party ticket. Support the proud American tradition of, quote, coattails. After all, if the unqualified can't get government jobs, what can we do? That is a man who is not mad. He's not mad about his DUI.
That proves he's innocent. Oh my god, this is fucking awesome.
I just like the idea that like his editor or whatever he's like, this is like a syndicated newspaper column, a cartoon where he's using it to attack the judge in his DUI case.
Fuck Tennessee or wherever.
That fucking rules.
That rules. Like, what do we have this podcast for if not to have petty feuds with people who've slighted us?
Can you imagine if someone believed in us that much? They were just like, sure, like whatever grudge you want to make your show about, go for it. I trust your art, your judgment, and your punchlines that are
Guys,
like,
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's start calling out people who have like wronged us in our lives.
I only have like a few pages. People.
All right. Well, next week we come with our grievance list, and then we're just gonna duck hunt all of them.
Oh, Duck Hunt.
Yeah, we're gonna
Mallard
duck hunt.
Fillmore.
We're gonna duck hunt everybody who
original
ever
Duck
fucked
Hunt.
with us in
Yeah.
our lives.
Rubber Cat, one of my favorite people online, has been observing Mallard Fillmore for several years now, and from his website, very good examples of. We'll link to it in the description. Very good examples of what a fucking hack Bruce Tinsley is. One cartoon from January 2000, the Liberal Lexicon 2000. There. Quotations, use as a singular possessive pronoun. For example, someone left their bike in this yard. Mallard says, this politically correct attempt at being gender neutral was actually endorsed by the National Teachers Association. Need any better proof that it's just plain wrong?
What?
Again, no joke. Then
he's angry because the pronoun there
It's replaced the gendered pronoun, presumably. But if you don't know who left the bike
wait.
there, why wouldn't you say there?
You have to gender as much as possible.
you got to
on a given
gender
day.
every word.
Yeah.
We need to turn English into Spanish.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
You need gender for everything.
Rubbercat's caption is thinks about the issue really, really hard over the course of 17 years. 2017, Mallard Fillmore. Okay, how about we just use it for everybody? Because they, singular, is just wrong.
What?
No joke.
I can't imagine getting angry about any of this.
No.
But yeah, this is like I said, the audience for Mallard Fillmore must be in their like 90s.
Late hundreds.
You know who the,
Yeah, by
dude, you know who
this
the
Who the
audience
fuck reads comic strips, for Christ's sake?
You know who the audience for Mallard Fillmore is? Do you remember the email we got in the show account the other day after my piano article where there was a Reinhard Heydrich joke in there? And it was from a guy with an AOL email address that was like, leave Reinhard Heydrich out of your articles, Jew boy. And then it said sent from my iPad. That is the audience.
Well, the thing
for Mallard
about
Fillmore.
the thing about Mallard Fillmore is I guarantee when Bruce Tinsley draws these cartoons, he's thinking to himself, "Ooh, this is really gonna rile up the loony left." But no, nobody has ever gotten mad about Mallard Fillmore.
No one, yeah.
No, the most emotion he has ever pulled out of a political opponent is just bafflement. Of like, what? What is this even supposed to be?
Why does this exist, you know?
Yeah, this is way, way past its expiration date. But why don't we move on?